Hey, Tuxx Toys viewers, how you doing? Hey, I have had more requests for game players, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and feature some ones that you guys ask about. So if you have a favorite game player, let me know in the comments below. But this is a really cool one. This is a Linux-based game player from Temu, and I will have a link for this product right below so you can check it out. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, the box itself is really nice, has a nice texture feel to it. It feels like a really good quality presentation. Now, this particular model number is RG50XX, okay? And this is, again, a Linux-based card game ROM player, okay? And basically, it looks like it plays PS1, looks like it plays Atari. Look, that's weird. It's like Atari 7800, interesting Game Boy Advance, CPS, CPS2, CPS3, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Color, Mame, Atari, TARI, Arcade, FCE, looks like Atari Linux, Atari 2600, wow, PSP, N64, interesting, Neo Geo, FB, Neo, Nesh, and other simulators. So we'll see how far down the rabbit hole this goes, but it looks like it plays a good variety of things, which is very cool. Let's go ahead and open this up here. We'll slide this open. Looks like this is about the size of like a PSVR or a PSP kind of. Let's see here. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a Neo Geo player too. We'll put this aside for the moment. It does come in different colors, by the way, too. I'm not sure what color I got here. It looks like I got maybe a purple or something. On the inside here, we have a few different cords. Looks like this is a USB-C, okay, USB-C to USB 1, okay, so you probably have a bunch of these cords, but you guys know I love new cords with new devices, so that's cool. Looks like they do give you a HDMI card. It looks like our HDMI cord, this HDMI cord is looks like a micro HDMI, okay, so you could plug this into a TV or something bigger, which is nice, and it looks like they do give you a screensaver, which is nice, a little screen protector, and it does come with wipes too, which is nice, so that's pretty cool. It comes with this. In fact, I love it when they come with these because sometimes I'll use these on other things like DAP players and stuff too. So very cool. And it does come with a little pamphlet. It looks like this particular pamphlet is a color picture on the front, which is nice. Looks like we got a few languages here. Looks like that is Chinese. Looks like we got English over here. Talks about the different buttons. You can pause this if you need to. Talks about basic functions. Nothing too earth-shattering, so I'm just going to move on from here. But if you have particular questions, let me know. It has warranty information too. And it does talk about, okay, so I like this. It does have a special section about how to customize adding games. A lot of these players talk about adding games, but they don't actually go as far as giving you instructions. So that's pretty cool. So thumbs up to you guys for doing that. I like that. All right, so that looks like that's everything in the box. Good amount of weight to it. Let's go ahead and check out the player itself. And oh wow, okay, interesting. Looks like it is new, but it does have a weird little circle there. I'm assuming that can come off. Let me try and peel off the. Looks like there's a protective coating here. Hopefully, I'm not scratching the actual player. Let's see here. Let me try a little more here. Looks like this should peel off. Yeah, there we go. It's peeling off. I want to get this peeled off because I feel like this matte plastic cover is not really showing it off in its best light. So there we go. So we're going to peel that off. There we go. Nice and new. Looks like we do have cover buttons here. Let's see here. We'll peel off the plastic protective cover. Wow, there's like a lot of plastic on this thing. There we got that one, and we got that one. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we have the player itself. Has a good amount of weight to it. Doesn't feel like metal heavy, but it does have a good amount of weight to it. Feels different quality. Loving it has kind of a cool purple translucent color to it. You can kind of see through it slightly there on the back here. Versus portable multimedia player. Okay, looks like it should have like a hole for a do-it for hanging in a retail store. That's a very interesting like cutout or little mark there. Very, very interesting. On the top here we do have some different inputs, outputs. Like there's a mini HDMI. Looks like the TF card, the card with the ROMs, is included and packed into it. We have a headphone jack. We have a USB-C, this very small power button, and it looks like a normal USB, maybe for plugging it into a computer or something. The feel of it is a slightly texturized plastic, but it does feel good. It's kind of interesting how this is this whole like glossy versus with some fists going into it, you know, which is very interesting. On the front here, we do have some buttons. There's two joysticks kind of offset. They're not similar. Like sometimes some people are really big in this being offset. Some people want them to be even. I kind of like the offset personally. Looks like we have escape, select, start, plus, minus, A, B, Y, X, Y. Everything's pretty normal. Let me go ahead and hit power here. and we'll see if this boots up. Looks like we do have a blue light there. And oh, we're going right into some Mortal Kombat. Let me dim the light so we can check this out better. Now, one thing I definitely did not expect in this player is you have some really cool lighting. Like, check out the buttons are, like, lit up. They're, like, backlit. So it's really taking advantage of the translucentness of this player. Like, they light up. So that's really cool that the buttons actually light. There might be a way of turning that off to, like, reduce power drain. But I do like the look of it, you know. And the feel of the joysticks are very responsive, too, which is really nice. So starting at the main screen here, we have a screen for Sony PSP. And it does have, like, a brief little comment here. Sony's first handheld game console. It was also a real competition for Nintendo handhelds since the Game Gear. So it's cool that it actually has not only what it is, but like a little backstory. You know, I kind of like that. Going through the games here, looks like we just hit the side here, and it goes right into the games. And it looks like, I'm going to just scroll through these real quick for you. Looks like a wide variety of top games. We'll try a few of these just in a moment, but I just want to first go through and give you a look of these. Looks like in some cases the image here is stretched a little bit, so that makes it a little bit hard. We got Pac-Man, Tony Hawk, Turtles, Turtles 3, Grand Theft Auto, Vice, is that Vice City? Oh, it's like the PSP version of Vice City, okay. They had like, I forgot they did that. Going down, let's see, 5-in-1 arcade hits, that's interesting. Alien Havoc, all sorts of good stuff. Alpha Invasion, Arcade Essentials. Looks like there definitely some are like arcade like multi-packs, which is cool. And I'm sure there's a whole thing for Mame in here somewhere too. So anyway, that looks like that. Okay, it looks like there's a screen for favorites, so that's kind of cool. With these systems, if there's so many games, sometimes having favorites can really be a plus. We have arcade, so it talks about golden age of arcade in the 70s and 80s. Neo, Final Burn, okay. Mame, our multi-arcade emulator, so you can play all those great arcade games. Capcom, System 1, System 2, System 3, Atari 2600, oh, very cool. Atari 5200, wow, I did not expect playing that. Atari 7800, a lot of them forget about the 7800. Atari Lynx, PC Engine, NES hacks. Wow, there's actually a whole separate section for hacks and homebrew games, so that's cool. Nintendo NES, Super Famicom, Super Nintendo. It's interesting they actually list both of them separate, which is interesting. Nintendo 64, I'm really surprised to see that one. A lot of these handhelds do not include N64. Nintendo Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, Sega Mega Drive, Sega Genesis, Sega Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket Color, and then Sony PlayStation. Wow, PlayStation, that's awesome. Sony PSP. So let's go back to PlayStation here, and we're gonna check out some games here and just see what they have. I probably won't go through every one of these arcade emulators or whatever, but just give you an idea. Like Sony PlayStation, I know is a fan favorite. We got the Tekkens, we got Mortal Kombats. Kind of scrolling through here, we have the original Wipeout. That's cool. A lot of them actually have like future versions. It'd be great if I had the original Ridge Racer. Let's see, Crash Bandicoot. Looks like they're not necessarily in alphabetical order, although I'm seeing a lot of S's here. Twisted Metal. There we go. Twisted Metal 3 rather. Tom and Jerry. Command and Conquer. Boy, I'd love to play that, but I don't know how that would play on a handheld, to tell you the truth. Let's see here. Looks like some foreign games. Ridge Racer R4. That's one that's on a lot of these systems. I don't know why they don't put the original Ridge Racer. Going down, Mortal Kombat. Lots of stuff. Armor Crows, Tekken 2. Okay. So that kind of gives you an idea. All the Street Fighters. Lots of good stuff. So pretty cool games. Let's go ahead and we'll try one of these. Let's try Wipeout for fun. Let's see, I haven't played Wipeout in a while. Okay, it looks like I accidentally loaded Tekken instead of loading Wipeout, but that's okay. I don't mind showing this off here. Just give you a little taste of this. So it looks like it plays nice. I'm not really experiencing any lag or anything except for my lack of Tekken skills here. Come on, let's go here. Let's kill this guy. Oh, look at that KO. Nice. So, yeah, I'd say it plays that really nicely. Even though I lost. Here, let's go back. I dimmed the lights here a little bit more so you can really get a good look at these really cool backlit buttons. I do notice the screen does suffer a little bit from angles, so you want to have a good viewing angle here to really enjoy the game at its best. Okay, looking at Wipeout, looks really good. It's not playing laggy or weird at all, so I'm definitely liking that. The game itself looks very sharp, and it definitely looks like PS1 should, you know. Keep in mind, you know, this is PS1, not like PS5 or whatever graphics, but anyway, it looks good, plays good. I just wish I was a little better at playing this game. Now, since Atari 5200 is not usually included on these handhelds, I want to spend a little extra time talking about this. Like, I like the way it actually shows like the game box and the picture of the game, so that's really nice. I got that from somewhere and they just included it in here, but really cool. Looks like, I mean, this plays a lot of the different 5200 classics. We got the Froggers, we got the Gorfs, we have Defender, Pitfalls, Joust, all that good stuff. Looks like we have Berserk. Looks like there's some fan-made games like this Crazy Shootout, Kaboom even, wow. Like, this goes back away, guys. Check out Mario Brothers, Mega Mania, Mario 249er. Lots of great classic games here. So if you really like those old games, Miss Pac-Man, that kind of thing, 5200 was like definitely steps above the 2600 in quality, you know, and just a lot of great games here to play. So this will definitely keep you occupied. Space Dungeon was a really fun game. Like, that was a really cool early 5200 game. Space Invaders, kind of cool version. Looks like a Atari 800 version of that. We have Star Raiders, Star Trek, Return of the Jedi, all sorts of good stuff here. Cobra, wow, Cobra, Vanguard, Zaxxon, all sorts of amazing games here for the 5200, many of which, because of the video game crash, kind of never actually made it to market. So, very cool. Let's try one here. We'll just try Berserk for fun. Give us a quick little go. I think I've loved Atari Berserk. I want to say I had this maybe for the 5200 at the time, so that's pretty cool. We'll hit start here, and I think I can use a joystick, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so this looks good. Just like you'd suspect, we got robots. We're shooting them. We're going through a maze. We'll kind of go out of the room. Oh, that's cool. It actually has the voice, so that's good. I wasn't sure if I was going to include that or not. Oh, it got me. It got me. All right, pretty cool. Great classic arcade game, Berserk. Now for N64, we have a whole bunch of games here, as you can see. A lot of classic favorites. Looks like we have some Japanese versions of things. Cruising USA, that was a great Eugene Jarvis game. Classic arcades like Asteroids Hyper 64, really cool. Blast Crops. Looks like we have, what it was. Let's see, Cruisin'. Hydro Thunder. Looks like there isn't as many N64 games. Like, I would kind of expected like maybe Mario 64, but I'm not seeing Mario 64, so that's a little bit of a letdown. But it does have a good amount of them, and of course you can add your own ROMs too, so that's something to think about. Now for Mame, it does have quite a few games in here, but not as many as I would think. It's not like a full collection by any means, but it does have a lot of games here. And there is a couple, like there's Burger Time there, number 891. And if we keep scrolling through here, I see like Dr. Mario, which I kind of consider more of a console game. And then it looks like there's not that many Mame games, and 891 again. So we're back to Burger Time, which they call Cook Race. So it's like, I feel like they could have more Mame games in here. You can see how smooth that is. That plays really nice. Let's see if I can kill this boss here. Oh, there we go. Not hard at all. Barely inconvenience. Okay, in conclusion, this is a pretty great little player, you know? I feel like this has a lot of potential, and maybe from this video I'm not even tapping into the greatest part of its potential. The fact that you can add so much to this and really make this player your player with your favorite games. It does come with a lot of options for emulation. Great systems like N64. I love the fact it does Atari 5200, and I love the fact it's translucent. Like, not a lot of players have these cool like backlit buttons, you know, so that's really cool. There's a lot of cool backlighting going on, and the whole transparent purple is really great too. So I'd say this is a pretty cool unit. The buttons themselves, again, after playing for a while, the joysticks feel great, the buttons feel good. It's just a little confusing sometimes because different games will take different menu settings, you know, from PlayStation to N64. I found that after navigating for a while, I think there was a learning curve with this system because I could get in and out of games pretty good. Like these controls here are pretty much used to get out of a system, like to go from PlayStation 1 back to the main menu to N64, etc. But really cool. It plays all those great classic systems and even a couple more slightly more modern ones, and it actually looks really great too. So if you're looking for a cool little handheld that can play emulation and play a lot of classic PSP, Game Boy Advance, Super Famicom, Mame, all sorts of stuff, as mentioned before. This is a great little player. And again, this is the only player that I think I personally use that has really cool backlit buttons, you know, so that's definitely a plus. So anyway, guys, something worth checking out. If you have any questions about this particular player, let me know in the comments below, and I'd be happy to help you out a little bit further, or maybe even do a deeper dive into one of the systems or the games included. But it does have, like, at one point we showed you the 10,000 games, you know, plus. So that's a really good amount of games to keep you occupied for a good long time, you know. And if you're someone who has been playing arcade games since the very beginning of arcades back in the 80s or 90s or whatever, this is going to be a lot of fun for you. Definitely a trip down memory lane, playing the classic arcade games and playing those great home systems, things forgotten like the Atari 7800 or the Atari 5200, etc., etc. Okay? All right, friends, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. A great little player, link down below. If you have any questions, let me know, okay? We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Click the link.